Kose no kamae. Observing posture. I've seen it done many ways. Probably the worst way I've seen it done is this. Mind you, it's very good at the moment because it's very bright today, but no, it's not actually what it's about. As we said, with pausing live film, and you'd see the kamae. If you were to say film somebody doing kion happo, all of the kion happo, freeze frame it, look through it, you'll see the kamae, and it isn't them starting like. It's freeze frame. So I block. Oh, Kose. It's not exactly. It's not a receiving posture, as I said, like with karate, where drop into a horse stance. They can expect quite happily to fight from this. I've seen them do it, but boxer quite happy to come from here. That's not really what it's about. Our receiving posture, or our starting posture, is here. Or, come on, don't want to fight. Chill out. If we're, dropping into postures is pretty pointless. For me, if I'm going to be in a point like that, I'm probably going to be on the attack anyway. But, so in real terms, what we're looking at is freeze frames. So please try and remember that. Don't think that, okay, this is oh yes, well, I'm going to fight in this. Traditionally, but facing a samurai with the same sort of philosophy on a battlefield, that sort of works. But we're not living in that day and age. This is a living art, so we need to know where these things are coming from. So, Kose, come on. Bobby no kamae. Here. Or here. Really, the history of this kamae is more down to swords. So, I've got this hand here would be covering my sword. This hand here is my blocking arm, because traditionally wise, you wouldn't always want to draw your sword. As with today, it's a question of when's lethal force needed. Oh my God, he bumped into me, head off. Nah, it's a bit extreme, even for the samurai. So, Bobby no kamae. Dependent on footwork, I've seen this done in many ways as well. For our purposes, we'll stick with a nice basic one, which is C-shape with your feet. Legs are actually quite straight, tiny bit of bend in them. This lead arm is going to be down here. This one on our imaginary sword here. And that's all I've got to say on Bobby. Here no kamae. Okay, so it's not this, it's not this, it's not this. Basically, my feet are shoulder width apart, slightly out, probably about 15 degrees maybe. My arms are out, slight bend in them, shoulder height here. Knees are bent. It's a receiving posture. But when we say receiving posture, it's not that, come on then, I want to fight. No. When we say receiving posture, a good example is if the guy's coming at me, I can move. Imagine what this hand's just doing. I can't use Paul to demonstrate he's broken, that this will happen. Hoko no kamae. Bare receiving posture. So, again, same as with here no kamae. Feet are shoulder width apart. Shoulder width apart. At about 30, well, about 20 degrees, 15 degrees, something like that. These hands here are above my head, is to give myself more size. This is more of armour fighting. Because imagine if you're in full armour, yeah, it's quite an intimidating posture if you needed it. But in reality, it depends, because you could be pushing up, down. This is the sort of places you'll see this happening. So, yeah. If you want to see this in actual action, then have a look at, I can't think which number it is, but have a look at the Shaka Ken video from Striking Treasures, and you'll see it in action. He was doing it very nicely. Ihan. Ihan described originally as emergency posture. No, not really. Ihan is practicing your punching. A lot lower, definitely more traditional. So you can do it higher up now. Bad mistakes. The sort of things that, say, someone does Aikido would really abuse, or should I say, use. If you you know, sparring, don't believe in that, but you know, someone with those sort of skills. If you come here, this is not Ihan. My balance is horribly over my knee. This is no good. Yeah, everything's all into my toes, my heel's coming up, I'm off balance. In fact, it's bloody uncomfortable, especially when you've got dodgy knees and you're getting old. So, Ihan, in practical purposes, would be not so deep. It's like with some of the typical Curry sort of postures where literally belt tips are on the floor. You know, very low, looks great, but ain't worth shit in a real fight. So, I'm going to look at practicalities. For training purposes, building up your legs, important to do. But don't confuse important to do with what would work in a fight. Don't see anything months and you get paid all the time, which is great. Okay, so my front leg, my knee, is not past my ankle. It is basically a nice solid position. Okay, back leg's out, quite straight, not locked. There's a slight bend in it just in case. You never know what's coming behind you. If you've got a locked out leg, there's too much damage that can happen. So, strike or open hand from a stone. Here. So you're practicing getting low. You can go lower, but by doing that, you're chucking this back leg out further. So the further you chuck that leg out, the lower you'll go. Here. And that'll build up the thighs very well. If you can move from it, great. Personally, I'm not in good enough condition anymore to be able to do it, but let's say that you're not. So, this is how you should practice. If you're doing your punches, you've got to be practical about how high your training partner is. If they're using the same sort of low kamae, then I'm hardly going to go in and punch up here when their head's down here. So this is where it gives me the chance to practice coming down and in. But it's a bit, you know, so it's up to you really on how much you want to train. Yes, Paul.